Hey ladies and gents, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 to What If Naruto Was a Shadow Assassin. So with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, otherwise I'm going to end up in your closet. Don't know why I said that again, but I did. So, also make sure to go check out my Discord, I'll leave a link to that in the description below, and with that being said, I'll do a brief recap of what happened in the last part before getting into the new material of the What If. So, yeah. In the last part, Hiruzen got the Nine Tails sealed inside of him, and Naruto, fully grew up, and he kind of just disappeared for a while. A few weeks later, like a month later at this point, Naruto would show back up in the village, and he'd start killing people and everything like that. Hiruzen and a few other people who were really powerful throughout the village would try to stop Naruto. However, all of those people, except for Hiruzen, would get trapped inside of something. Obito shows up, and he's just like, hey, I can get him out of that if you come with me, Hiruzen. Hiruzen's like, okay, I'll allow that to happen. Obito saves people like Itachi, Shisui, everybody like that, and takes Hiruzen with him because of the fact that Hiruzen has the Nine Tails. With that happening, Fugaku becomes the Hokage, and that's basically where we left it off. So, let's get into the new material, the What If itself. So to start this, basically, part off, we are going to skip a little bit of time into the future. At this point, Naruto stopped attacking for a while, and the village was relatively peaceful. At this point, it's been probably around 11 and a half years. Everybody is the rest of Naruto's class, or people Naruto's age, or, Sasuke, everybody like that, would be graduating from the academy at this point. So, Sasuke, probably being a lot stronger because the Uchiha, that massacre never actually happened, would actually be stronger due to himself having time to actually train with Itachi and Shisui. So he'd be a little bit stronger, but we'll say he graduates at a, similar time. At this point, Naruto's nothing but a mere legend, a relic of the past, I guess you could say. And he hasn't attacked in a while, and nobody really remembers him, other than for the people that were there that dreaded night, where they almost got killed by seemingly nothing. They didn't know what it was. So, Naruto would begin attacking once again. Now that, the new students, I guess you could say, would begin, developing and start getting stronger, Naruto would go back. And he starts killing more people once again. Once again, throughout the night, people would start disappearing from the village, similar to what had happened in the past. Obviously, this would be very worrying to, the Hokage or Itachi or basically everybody, and they would start trying to form that hunt again, now realizing that Naruto would probably be stronger than what he was in the past. However, so would everybody else. So, everybody would be waiting the next night, waiting for Naruto to show up back in the village. And almost as having a nightmare, they see it once again. As they see that blue flame that almost seems to be floating walk through the village gate, as the guards are just immediately dead. Obviously this would happen, and they'd remember back. This seems exactly like what had happened right before they almost died in the past. So they watch Naruto as he walks throughout the village, and they see Naruto enter a house. They realize that this is going to be their only opportunity to strike before Naruto kills somebody, so they jump down as they enter the house behind Naruto. However, as they're entering the house, they see that blue flame disappear as he walks up the stairs. They walk up the stairs after him. They turn around the corner and they see a dead body there, but no sign of Naruto or whatever that assassin was. They obviously would be like, well, where did he just go? They hear a slight creak on the stairs behind them, and they turn around to see that blue flame walking down the stairs, wondering where it came from, how he killed them, and then they're really confused by this. They would begin to follow after Naruto, trying to stop him, but he would just disappear from the village again. As they remember that black goop, and they tried to stay away from, the area that Naruto just teleported from. They walk around it, and later that night, they walk back towards it, and they see that there's nothing there anymore. That black goop had just seemingly disappeared after, being there for a little while, not too long. They'd obviously be like, okay, well, that could be something good. it at least does disappear. We just need to figure out exactly what the timing of it is. The next night, Naruto would return to the village once again. This time, they have the goal of trying to see just how long that ability of Naruto's actually lasted, how long that black goop stayed on the ground. So, they go and test this. As Naruto enters the village, they would follow him once again. This time they try to stop him before he manages to kill anybody, but this is unsuccessful. But as Naruto teleports away, they all jump into the air, avoiding the black goop, before they stand around the area that Naruto just teleported from, just staying outside of that circle of the weird goop. So about half an hour or so would actually pass, and that goop would finally have disappeared. They do some mental math, I guess you could say, or remembering back to when they were sinking in it, they remember it took about 15 minutes or so to them to sink up to their heads, meaning that it would probably only take another minute in order for them to be completely submerged, which would be more than enough time to actually, die from it. So they realized they made a good choice there, and, having Obito take Hiruzen, otherwise they all would have died. But they also realized that this could be good for them. It doesn't last infinitely. They might be able to use this to their advantage, at least in some way, shape, or form. So, once again, Naruto continues to return to the village, killing people with them trying to stop him, but basically being unable to, because they never really know who Naruto is exactly going to target. They can't know this, and that way they can't really stop him from doing anything. So these attacks would continue happening throughout, years of time, or not years, I guess you could say, but throughout days at this point. And eventually, obviously, Sasuke and everybody else would have graduated, and they get placed onto their, Genin teams and everything like that, except, no Naruto. So, with that actually happening, Naruto would return to his hideout in the forest. And as he walks into the cave, he sees his old master standing there. You might be wondering, who exactly is this? Who exactly is Naruto talking to? Well, Naruto's an assassin, meaning he kind of has to work for somebody. Somebody has to be telling Naruto who is supposed to be assassinating. Obviously, this person is going to be a new person I'm introducing. It's not going to be like Orochimaru or some random person like that. It's going to be an assassin that has abilities similar to that of Naruto. Or not really too similar, but basically he knows how Naruto's abilities work, so he was able to help Naruto, help him train it, and help him use his abilities to a better extent. So, under, the cost of Naruto needing to, until the age of 15, basically do his bidding, assassinate whoever he wanted to die. Obviously, with this happening, Naruto had assassinated hundreds, maybe even thousands of people at this point. It's been like 10 years. Just because he wasn't in the Leaf Village killing people doesn't mean he wasn't elsewhere. Meaning, most places, most villages, know of the weird assassin's basically existence. They know of Naruto. They know of that weird blue flame that seemingly disappears after killing somebody throughout the night. Obviously, everybody would know this, and they're like, okay, they need to figure out a way to actually stop this from happening. They would know this, but they're unsure of exactly how they want to do it. They don't know how to stop that creature. It's very powerful. It's like most of the Kage, like the Raikage or people like that, would have obviously heard that this beast or creature was actually assassinating its people, and they'd end up going there to try to stop him. But they'd be unable to because of the power that Naruto actually held. But in the meanwhile, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, and whoever else would actually be their teammate at this point, I'm not really sure who would actually be going on, they'd be doing their normal missions. They go defeat Haku and Zabuza and everybody like that. They'd start the Chunin exams, and that would go pretty normally. Sasuke would end up getting that curse mark placed on him, and all of that would actually happen normally, except Naruto wouldn't actually be there. So, that break for Shippuden would end up actually happening. You may be wondering, why are you skipping over Naruto so quickly? Like, what the fuck? It's because Naruto really isn't involved with the village at this point. I could, mention his individual little things, but there'd be no point to it. Every little thing that Naruto did would last 30 seconds. He teleports to the village, walks up to the house, kills the person, teleports out. That's how exactly that kind of stuff would go, so there's no point in actually, trying to cover it or do anything like that. So the break for Shippuden would happen. It would be around Naruto's 15th birthday at this point. He's going on his last mission. And as he's going on this mission, obviously it's a fairly important one, because, the master, obviously, of Naruto would know exactly who Obito was, and realize that he would be a major threat in the future. So he goes, and he's just like, Naruto, your new assassination target is Obito Uchiha. what? I can't talk. Naruto looks at him. He's like, you know, okay, basically. He's just like, okay, I'll do your bidding. But I'm going to leave this part here. Sorry for the short part, but I kind of needed to, like, that's another reason I kind of just, like, skipped over everything, is because, like, I need to go to work, and I don't really want to go to work, but I need to go to work so I don't get fired. So see you guys in the next part. The next part will be longer, so sorry about that.